In today's video, we're gonna help you pack a football bag, but on a budget, meaning that I've put together the essentials, the bare necessities that I also wouldn't mind wearing myself because, after all, they are nice products. So if you want to see everything I have in my football bag, we made another video for that you can watch up there. But if you just want the essentials on a budget, stay with me. And let's start by looking at football boots. One of the most important tools for a football player, and I get it. If you are on a budget, you're probably sat there looking on unisportstore.com thinking, I wanted the expensive elite models, you know, those Mizuno made in Japans, the new Superflies, I get it, the Adidas F50s, the Preds with the tongue, and you know, the new Ultra Carbons. Thankfully, there is a lot of good value for money out there to be had. And depending on what your budget is, you can take a look at some different options. For me, a bit of an evergreen that just works for everyone is the Nike Tiempo Legend 10 Pro, which is 150 euros, but it's a really, really good football boot that actually resembles the Tiempo Legend 10 Elite quite a lot. Instead of having a Fly Touch Plus upper, it has what Nike call a Fly Touch Pro upper that, unless you know and you have maybe one on each foot, it's really hard to tell a difference. And yes, some of the materials are a little cheaper, which you see in the Pro models, but overall, super light product, 200 grams, has a great, slightly wider fit, very, very soft and pliable when you put it on, and just, it's one of those boots that's really hard to hate. 450 euros, that's good value for money. You can, however, also look at another boot that is also 150 euros, which is the New Balance 442 V2 Pro. And I know this is a pro level boot. Is that the same as this? Well, no, actually, New Balance pro level boots are the high-end boots, meaning that you get a top level boot for 150 euros. What you have here is basically a soft leather forefoot, a synthetic midfoot, and a lovely fit. It's super light too, and it's one of those things that it's a leather boot. Yeah, that's not the sexiest thing in the world, but the fit in these is so good. That upper is ridiculously soft, and I think you'll struggle to find someone that can put these on and not like them, just like the Tiempo. So really good, but then again, 150 euros might be a little bit too much for some people. And here's when I bring the Joker. The wild card, because this is the Adidas Copa Gloro 2, which, and you can see I'm already squeezing the forefoot here, which is 100 euros. It has a fold-over tongue that you can actually cut off if you don't want it. And the thing with this is that, yeah, it's wide, and yes, the tooling isn't the most amazing thing in the world, hence the price of 100 euros. But the upper here, this calf leather upper, is ridiculously soft. And I know I said that for the 442s, which is amazing, but this might actually be a little bit softer. Fit is super wide, it's gonna fit a lot of foot shapes, and it's just comfortable right out of the box. Is it the most premium, super sleek, high-level feeling in the world? No, but it's 100 euros, and for that sort of money, you're gonna struggle to find much better football boots right now. Maybe the Puma King Pros are also solid, but these. But now you might have awesome value for money football boots, but running around naked on the pitch isn't all that fun. And I know for matches, your team or your club might provide you with the actual playing outfit, but for trainings, it's nice to also have some pretty good gear. And I know, again, you can go out and buy all these super high-tech t-shirts that are very stretchy and body mapped, and they're super ventilating and quick drying and all that stuff. But the problem is that some of them also cost like the tip of a fighter jet, and again, that doesn't really gel all that well with being on a budget. So what I've found here is stuff that is budget friendly, but still actually pretty good. You have the Team Gold top here from Puma, 40 euros, or the Adidas Entrada 22. I'm looking at my Spanish videographer. Was that okay? Entrada? Nice. But they're decent tops. They're not, you know, super stretchy, all that stuff, but they fit pretty well, have a pretty good athletic fit. They're pretty moisture wicking, and all of us, you know, solid training top for 40 euros. And I know that's also some sort of money, but especially this, the Team Goal, I think it's actually something I would wear to my own training. I wouldn't really mind. T-shirts, of course you can use any t-shirt you want, but if you want it to be like optimized for football, being moisture wicking, being relatively lightweight, you can find the Nike Park player shirt here, which is 20 euros, or you can go with the Puma Team Liga, which is 28 euros. Both also relatively athletic fit. It's a nice shirt. Again, wouldn't mind wearing it myself. Shorts, you can wear any shorts. The Nike Park 3 are super simple, 18 euros. It's an easy winner. And for long pants, I mean, again, you can get whatever you want depending on brand, but the cheapest option that is also pretty good is the Puma Team Rise, which is 30 euros and solid by all accounts. They just have to be like pretty flexible in the leg so it doesn't hinder you, and you should be able to not just, they shouldn't be too baggy at the foot for me. These aren't, so 30 euros, solid. That's a good package. However, if you are a bit of a gearhead and you just want that little extra something, and I mean, we are on Unisport, right? You can also go and get some base layer. And again, base layer, you can get some really nice stuff, but it's also kind of expensive. But if you don't or can't do that, then just getting a regular pair of base layer shorts it's also a good thing. The Unisport shorts here, 25 euros, are solid. They give you a little bit of compression around your thighs and it's cool. The Unisport base layer shirt here, I mean, you can get many good ones that are rather cheap. It's also 25 euros. It's light, it's super thin, but also regulates your temperature very well, wicks the sweat away from your body and keeps you dry. Am I just pushing this because it's a Unisport product? And yes, I totally am. But apart from that, it's actually a really good shirt. I wear it basically every time we shoot a video outdoors, so you know, no complaints there. And 25 euros is just an easy win. And if you know me, you'll also know that I like grip socks. Why grip socks, Jay? Well, the thing is that when you wear your boots, if you just have a regular sock without these grip rubber elements on, when you start to move, there's a little bit of movement of the foot inside the boot, and that can lead to slightly lower energy output, and it doesn't feel as connected with the boot. So a pair of grip socks will go a long way. And again, you can get some very expensive ones, but these Unisport ones are actually also pretty solid. They have a very, very grippy rubber element here. They're 9 euros, a pretty decent sock. It's not gonna set the world on fire, but that's not what we're looking for either. And at that price, it's a bit of a no-brainer. You can get it in white. As you can see, I've worn it quite a lot. And if you don't want grip socks, there are also many options out there. I really like the Puma Training Liga options. They're 15 euros, so a little bit on the expensive side if you are on a budget, but a very, very nice sock. If only they slap some grip elements on them, it would be a winner. But these are the Unisport socks, and you're golden on a budget. There are better options, sure, but you know, it goes a long way. And finally, it's a good idea to top off your bag, even on a budget, with a few essential pieces of equipment. There might be a pair of shin pads, which is really good to have. The ref might give you a yellow card if you don't wear shin pads, depending on how strict he or she is. But anyways, the Puma Ultra Light here, 18 euros, lives up to its name. It's really light. It has a good, really hard shell. It's decent foam on the inside with some grooves in, meaning that it flexes nicely around your leg. And I mean, it's a standard shin pad, but it just works, and for the price, it's actually alright. Of course, the football is also important. I brought this guy, the Select Numero 10, which is by no means the cheapest ball out there, but when we're talking value for money, I think it's hard to find something that's better. Because yes, you can get cheaper balls out there that you can play with and have fun with, but if we are looking for something that resembles the quality of an expensive match ball, this is the best thing I think I've ever seen in my life in terms of footballs. You don't get exactly that same weighted super premium feel with that very, very stable flight pattern from the Select Brilliant Super, which is the best match ball out there in my opinion, but it gets close. You have that very, very nice springy spring back or bounce to it. When it bounces, you still have that lovely weighted feel when you take it out of the air, and striking it, you get a little bit of that, you know, there's some oomph. Behind it. You can trust the ball for 50 euros. And I think this is one of those footballs they could sell for 70 or 80 euros, and I wouldn't complain. I would still think it's good value for money. Obviously, you might have a towel at home. If you don't, surprisingly nice Unisport towel here. You can get a small one, 20 euros, big one, 30 euros. Drinking bottle, any bottle will do, but this one is 6 euros. Does the job. If you want some cones you like training on your own, 30 cones, 30 euros. And I know I'm pushing the Unisport stuff quite a lot. So here's the deal, guys and girls. There is stuff out there that is either cheaper or just as cheap as the Unisport stuff. And it might work just as well. But the thing is that these products are solid. They're pretty cheap. I use them basically in every video I shoot. I have them in my private match day bag. It works, and it's all here on Unisport, so it's convenient. Also, if you are a goalkeeper gloves are really, really tough because, again, you want the best gloves with the nicest latex, the best fit. Some of the best value for money gloves that I could find is the Select 33 all-round, which is 46 euros, and it doesn't really have that super anatomical fit that you'll find in some of the top gloves. And yes, the latex isn't as good, but it's a really nice, super soft latex that is good and thick. If you give it a little bit of like glove glue, it's actually very solid. And for 46 euros, you can do a lot worse. Lovely flexibility, a rather big palm surface. It's a good glove. Select, they know what they're doing. Value for money, eh? So there you have a football bag on a budget in 2024. And I realized that if you have to buy all of this in one go, it has to be a pretty big budget because there is a lot of stuff and it adds up. But at least hopefully, if you don't want to buy everything at once, it can act as an inspiration on how you can add bits and pieces of really good value for money stuff to your football bag, even while being on a budget. And again, remember that this is not the manual. You can only buy this stuff. I mean, there are tons of good alternatives out there, but this is probably some of the stuff I would be looking at if I was a budget and had to pack a football bag from scratch. But are there any other hidden gems out there? Well, let me know in the comment section right down below. Remember that you can buy all of this stuff and much, much more in the link to Unisport right over there. Cheap, all the top level stuff, we have everything. And of course, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed to the channel with the notifications on yet, go and do that. And then if you want to watch some more wicked football videos, click the link right down there. Now I have to pack it back, and with that, I'll be signing off.